Welcome to Midwest Sports Net. I am Joey McWilliams. We are live here on this Wednesday, December 15th, 2021. Thanks for watching as we talk about small college sports and more throughout the Midwest and beyond. And let's get going right now. Don't forget NAI football conversation tomorrow night right here on the channel. Now, it's about 9 o'clock Mountain Time here. Normally, we're about 9 o'clock Central Time when we go with our live stream. We're going to be coming on at 8 o'clock Central tomorrow, 9 o'clock Eastern, 7 Mountain. You do the math. It's okay. So we'll be there. We'll be talking about NAI football championship and more of the course. We'll talk about the course of the season. Lots of stuff. That's tomorrow here on Midwest Sports Net. Don't forget also the Division II football championship is Saturday as well. Valdosta State, Ferris State. We can give that a little bit of conversation as well a little bit later on. Let's talk about a couple of things here tonight. Let's go back one night, though, because we need to mention this. This was last night. And the game was finished, I think, around the time that we went on the air. We didn't really know about this until a little bit later on. Southern Arkansas, the Mule Riders are 7-2 now in women's basketball, which is a pretty good start to the season. It's really a very good start for the Mule Riders now, 7-2, and put up 115 points last night in a game against Champion Christian. Wound up winning 115-65. Now, a couple of things about that. Number one, it's the third consecutive game in which Southern Arkansas has scored at least 100 points. So hitting that century mark 3 consecutive times, pretty good job for the Mule Riders. But also, it set a program record for scoring, 115 points in the contest. And that's not all. I mean, that's a pretty big number. You have Lily Jones, 8 points, Tiara Cook, 6 points. Jessica Jones led the way for her team with 15 points. Okay, 14 players scored. And that's, you look at that generally, if you see a team that scored 115 points in the game, you look at that and go, okay, wow, 14 players scored. Get this. This is, I think, an even bigger statistic. Even though it was a program record for points scored in a game, 80 rebounds in this game. 14 players scored. 16 players got at least one rebound in this game. An incredible evening. So we're going to take it from a little bit different avenue. We talk about the players and their highlights. Lily Jones led the way with 8 points and 16 rebounds. Tiara Cook, 6 points and 10 rebounds. Jessica Jones, 15 points and 9 rebounds. And so a big night for the Mule Riders. Coach Adam Collins, he's in his 4th season there at Southern Arkansas, and really has a team going in the right direction. A good position for Southern Arkansas with just one game to go before the Christmas break. That, by the way, is a very big matchup. It's on Saturday. It's at Arkansas Tech. And in the Great American Conference right now, Southwestern Oklahoma leading the way in league play with a 4-0 record in league play. There's a 5-way tie for second with 5 teams at 2-1 apiece. Arkansas Tech and Southern Arkansas both at 2-1. So it's a really big matchup for the Mule Riders and for the Golden Suns. And that's going to be on Saturday. Anyway, I want to mention that game because that was a big deal. All right, the NAIA Top 25 came out again every 2 weeks with these rankings. So we look at that on the men's side. The number one team for the first couple of rankings, not the case anymore. We'll get to that in just a moment. Loyola from Louisiana, from New Orleans, number one right now, 13-0 in the year. And then 3 more teams undefeated in the top spots. Carroll at 12-0, Talladega at 13-0, and Oklahoma Wesleyan at 15-0. That's 2, 3, and 4. You have to look, though. You have to go down the list to find the former number one team. Number one was St. Francis from Indiana. No longer the case. Start of the year 10-0, won 10 consecutive games, and then lost 4 straight. And so number one has dropped all the way to number 25 and a tie for number 25 as well. So pretty big drop for the Cougars there, and some tough competition. Lost to Grace, the number 7 team in the country, Indiana Wesleyan, the number 9 team in the country, Southeastern Florida, a team receiving votes in the poll. So pretty big drop there though for St. Francis. Now, obviously, there's a long way to go in this season. You can get back into things, conference tournament, of course, just get some wins along the way, make it in for an at-large bid. So we'll see what happens with that. The NAI women's basketball top 25 poll, the top 6 teams from last week's or 2 weeks ago's poll are still the top 6 teams, and in that order. Campbellsville at the top. Campbellsville number 1, Westmont number 2, Thomas More, Southeastern Florida, Carroll, and Wayland Baptist rounding out that top 6. So everything looks pretty much similar. So we'll move from there and get onto some scores tonight. Let's talk about Campbellsville, the number 1 team in the country then. NAIA women's basketball score with Campbellsville 12-0 taking on a very tough Asbury team, 9-2 coming in, 9-3 now after Campbellsville got the 81-67 victory. Asbury, Paige Taylor with 12 points and 11 rebounds for the double-double right there. But Campbellsville led by Lexi Lake. She had 23 points tonight. Courtney Pritchett filled out the stat line. We always like talking about filling out those stat lines. So here we go. Courtney Pritchett, 12 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 steals. It's a good night for her. And Campbellsville, again, now 12-0 on the season, 81-67 over Asbury. Let's go to NAI, to the men's basketball side. And this one was going on just a little bit earlier. Let's see if it has gone final. It has, in fact, gone final now. This one just concluded. USAO, Oklahoma Science and Arts, now to 9-3 on the season, 4-1 in Sooner Athletic Conference play. Texas Wesleyan drops to 9-3, 3-2 in Sooner Athletic Conference play, and the Rams playing at home were up at the half, up for much of the second half, and USAO, the Drovers, able to come away with a victory. And as we looked at there, Cameron Himes with 20 points on the night, 3 rebounds, a double-double for Gerard McCunte with 15 points, 10 rebounds on the night. Stephon Hall, 18 points for USAO. And Vidal Bradford also with 20 points tonight to lead the way for Texas Wesleyan. Devon Berry with 19 as well. So a good night, a very good night for both these teams. But USAO coming back and getting the victory then over Texas Wesleyan tonight. Shout out to Brandon Sports Talk. Hey, man, I was just looking at some of your broadcast today as well. So everything's going all right. Thanks for checking things out here on the live stream tonight, Brandon. By the way, if you don't follow Brandon, you need to. He's talked to a lot of fantastic folks. So check out his channel, Brandon Sports Talk. Let's keep on going here with some other scores tonight. That was the NAIA Division II women's basketball. We already talked about Southern Arkansas. Let's go with Henderson State, another school from Arkansas, 7-2. Scored 112 points tonight, 112-49 over Bacone. Lanny Snowden with 23 points, Carrington Whaley, 14 points and 10 boards, and Ashley Farrar with 17 points, 6 boards, and 6 assists. To Division II men's basketball, a few scores here to pass along. Some teams looking good this season. Georgia College, 9-1 now with the win over Young Harris. This was an afternoon, early evening game, and Georgia College has now won 7 straight, led tonight by Jordan Thomas. Again, here's the stat line, 25 points, 6 boards, 5 assists, 5 steals. And Georgia College 9-1 now in the year. How about this? Another school from Georgia tonight, Emmanuel, 89-73 over North Greenville. 8-2 are the Lions right now. North Greenville led, and by the way, Joe Conley did his part tonight for the Crusaders. 36 points, 4 boards, and 2 blocks. Not quite enough, though. The Lions come away with the win. Kelvin Jones with 21 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists, closing in on that triple-double. And we've got somebody who got even a little bit closer to that in our next score. 9-1, the number 10 team in the country. Lincoln Memorial is 97-63, at a 97-63 victory over Virginia Wise. The Rail Splitters, led by Chase Rankin tonight. How about this? Here's your stat line. Okay. 21 points, 11 assists, 8 rebounds, and 5 steals. All the way across the board. Great night for Rankin. He wasn't alone. Got by with a little help from his friends, but his was the line we needed to go ahead and get out there for you tonight. 21 points, 11 assists, 2 rebounds shy of that elusive triple-double. So keep that in mind there. All right, one more, and this is an intersectional matchup tonight. Seattle Pacific making the way all the way down to southeastern Oklahoma for this one. Seattle Pacific falling to 7-5 after the 81-63 loss to Southeastern. Southeastern, after having lost in its season opener now, 8 consecutive wins for the Savage Storm led by Jet Sternberger tonight. By the way, he had 55 points in a game a little bit earlier this year. has 19 tonight. Devontae Moffitt for Seattle Pacific with a game-high 26 points. So there we go. All right, then Brandon, Brandon is going to be interviewing South Dakota State's head softball coach. You check that out. Now, he'll get a chance to visit with her this week, but it'll be broadcast a little bit later on in the month. And by the way, the month is we're at the midpoint right now. The month, the year, they're both winding down. Again, a shout out to Brandon Pate from Brandon Sports Talk. Thanks for stopping by tonight, Brandon. Appreciate getting to see your name come up there. And Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to all of you all. We'll be back tomorrow, but again, it'll be a little bit earlier with the live stream tomorrow. Get to talk to a couple of folks. By the way, a live panel on here tomorrow night talking about the NAIA Football Championship from Durham, North Carolina. One of these gentlemen is actually on site there already. He's at Durham. He made it in yesterday, and he'll have a lot to say. We'll get to visit with Corey Thorpe, as well as Adam Ferguson tomorrow, and possibly more. So keep that in mind. Keep it right here tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Central Time on Midwest Sportsnet. I want to say thanks to everybody for watching tonight. If you have not already subscribed, please do consider subscribing to the channel where we talk about small college sports, sports talk for small college sports, and a whole lot more throughout the Midwest and beyond. We even make it over into Brandon Page territory every now and again. From one coast to the other and beyond, we're going to talk about small college sports and more right here. I'm Joey McWilliams. Thanks for watching tonight. See you tomorrow night at about 8 o'clock Central Time right here on the YouTube channel. And we'll see if we can get it out on Facebook and Twitter as well. But please, again, watch us here on the YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. God bless you all. Have a great night.